to the very first Small and Supercharged podcast, which is mega exciting, slightly terrifying, but very, very interesting, hopefully. So I wanted to start off everything to let you know a little bit about the idea behind the podcast, what kind of stuff I'm hoping you're going to take from it, and, well, just to introduce me really. So the name comes from my Facebook group, which is called Small and Supercharged, you guessed it. Now, the group was formed in October 2016 with the aim of helping to offer a place online where small businesses could come, chat to each other, share ideas, share problems, and go for support. And it's really grown since then. At the time of speaking to you now, we have 1,200 and I think 49 members. Which is incredible. And we've just finished a really cool giveaway that ran on my Facebook page for when we celebrated that we had 1,000 members in the group. So the group was predominantly set up to help support businesses in the equestrian and rural and canine sector, but has grown quite a lot since then, really. So we also have a number of vloggers and bloggers, and we do also have a number of businesses that aren't connected to equestrian, rural and countryside, but usually there's some link there, even if it's that person owns a dog or owns a horse. It sounds silly, but there's a link between the people in the group. So we have people who are amazing techie wizards who have got businesses creating websites and managing hosting for people, and we've got all sorts of businesses in there. And whilst some of these businesses work with people well outside our sector, they also have this link to, so they support people inside the equestrian and rural sector, or they just love the countryside way of life. It just seems to be the link there that's kind of bringing everybody together. But of course, if you're listening to this, you are very welcome to come and join us. Just have a look at Small and Supercharged on Facebook, and it is the group, but please fill in the questions. So I'm keen to make sure that people in the group are the right people. So if you're a vlogger or a blogger, that is completely fine. Come and join us. It's people who are connected to small business. That's what the group is all about. Now in the group, there's a huge mix of people, as you'll see, all amazing, all at different stages in their journey. So we have really established business owners who have got numerous businesses, limited companies, sole traders, partnerships, all sorts in the group, and all sorts of different kind of businesses too. But a lot of the issues, problems that people see are very, very similar. So this can range from things like how to deal with complaints to the best postal services. And there's an awful lot about PR, marketing and social media, which is obviously my skill set. So I quite enjoy those questions. So the aim of this podcast it's a simple one. It's to provide you, my lovely, lovely listener, thank you so much for joining, with tips, case studies, information, learning to help you really thrive in your small business and to help it become as amazing as we all know it can be. Because we start off with this idea, we don't know if it's going to work, we sort of nurture it carefully and we hope for the best. And I've seen so many businesses in the Small and Supercharged group really, really thrive with a little extra support. And obviously, I invite you all to come to the group and join us. That would be lovely. But I also produce a lot of content myself to help educate and inform people, because it's kind of what I like to do. So there's my blog, which is riafreemanpr.co.uk. You can find all my blogs there. I also have YouTube, and I'm really active on social media. I'm Ria Freeman on Twitter, and I'm at Ria Freeman PR on Facebook and Instagram, and would love a little follow there too. So I'm going to give you a bit of a boring background about me, just because I think it's important when you are investing your time, which is, a real resource and a real commodity, in listening to somebody that they can walk the walk as well as talk the talk. So I have been working in PR, marketing and social media for I'm going to say 12 years, which is amazing because I'm so young. Don't laugh. And I started off my actual whole career and working life working with horses full time. And that developed into actually working with businesses helping to promote themselves, because I understood the subject matter so well. I think especially with niche industries, if you don't understand what you're talking about, it really comes through. So there's so many quirky terms in equestrian, and I'm sure with so many industries as well, that if you don't understand the context it's in, it doesn't necessarily sound quite right to the untrained ear, but to the trained ear, it would sound wrong any other way. So I began to get to work for quite a few companies, helping them promote themselves. So there's a lot of copywriting involved, working with a lot of magazines, helping to get key product placements, working with things like tried and tested editorials, advertorials, even advertising, product shoots, all this kind of stuff. That grew and developed until I was essentially, I went to work for one of my clients full time as marketing manager, which was incredible. I was involved in a much bigger way with everything that went on. So I literally organised photo shoots with a photographer. We found locations. We put together huge catalogues. We planned every shot. We created the whole marketing plan for the business. And actually, they launched an additional kind of wing whilst I was there, which I was heavily involved in the product launch for that as well. It was brilliant, but I decided that I actually quite like working for myself. So I set up again on my own, doing PR marketing and social media, which had really come to the fore during my time as marketing manager. So that was really exciting to get in very early on in that. So I ran a really successful PR marketing and social media agency for a number of years, which I still do now. I work with a really select handful of clients on a PR and marketing basis. But what I do most of the time is work as a business coach. And this covers obviously anything to do with promotion, so PR, marketing, social media, collaborations, videos, all those key cornerstones in what we do from a promotion point of view. But I'm also heavily involved with the business development side of things. So with a number of my customers, we talk through plans for product launches, all those sorts of things. I help to connect them to the right people. So when they're making these decisions, when they're coming up with ideas, they get to find the right people. We plan how they're going to attract their key target market, their key customer, how they can proactively go out and do that. And also, look at their goals and get them there. And whether that's personally or professionally, I try really hard to help them with that. So whilst I am not a counsellor or a therapist or anything like that, and I would never say I was, often, especially for small businesses, the goals of their business often help to support their lives, and it's important to be aware of all the other pressures and strains to try and make it fit in and make it work, because it is terribly deflating when your life prevents you from achieving your full potential. And actually, if I've learned anything in the time I've been doing this, it's that there's usually ways around it, whether that's a kind of you go back and you come up with a better plan, or there's some shortcuts you can do, and that is often working with people. I just feel like I'm giving myself a massive plug here, but because of because I've done my time, I've earned my stripes and all of this, I can help expedite the process for a lot of people, which can really change the game. So when I started the group, I'm very aware of how many small businesses there are and how some people have it as their main job, and some people have it as their, I think the Americans would call it a side hustle, which I sort of love. But maybe that's something that they run from a passion point of view. Maybe it's to fund a hobby. Maybe it's because they want to do something specific, or maybe it's that they want to grow it into a big business one day that will fully support them and their goals. And they can work from home and they can spend more time with their family. Or maybe they want to really go for it and they have this vision to grow a really large business. Now, I've worked with very big businesses when I was doing PR and marketing, very large businesses and sole traders, and love both of it actually. And luckily, in some ways, the PR and marketing and social media aspects, they apply to everybody who wants to do well in their work. And yet you might have different budgets, you have different goals and objectives. But I'm kind of best known for being able to sort of do quite a lot with not much. So I have managed very, very large budgets before, but actually got a much bigger kick from being a bit more creative and working with the people or the ambassadors or the magazines or the websites or whatever to achieve their objectives in a more collaborative way. So that's a bit about me. I just wanted to tell you now because I think a lot of people know me because of my social media, because of my group, obviously, my blog and those kind of things. I'm also a business columnist for NFU Countryside magazine and write their monthly business column. I do also blog in the capacity of the digital partner for the Business Barn, and I do also write columns for Absolute Horse magazine and Equestrian Life. I have also given a TEDx speech talk on social media and its ability to unite rural communities, have been on the panel at the Farm Business Innovation Show, and have guest lectured at the Royal Agricultural University as well. So I have really earned my stripes here, and the things that we're going to discuss in these podcasts aren't just ideas. I am one of these annoying people that reads, researches, tests, tweaks, looks, thinks, and that has allowed me to really fast track, I think, my career and work with some of the most amazing brands around, because I've really put in an awful lot of graft to be able to be in this position I am now, where I'm very lucky that people respect what I have to say, and it works because I've put in a lot of effort to do that. I feel like I'm being incredibly arrogant here, and that really isn't the intention, but I, for one, am completely sick to death of people overinflating their achievements when they haven't achieved all that much, because I just feel it's not authentic and it's not correct and it's misleading. So I want to be completely level with you here. No one is the perfect complete project. We're all learning, we're all growing, we're all developing, and God knows things are changing so fast. But I do spend a lot of time keeping up with these changes to help my clients with their businesses, to help coach them in the most effective way, to help educate them about the platforms that are really going to make a difference to their work. And the great thing is that I can also pass this information on to you lovely lot through these podcasts. So my vision is that not only will I be helping to educate and inform you and teach you about new cool things and how to use them the best, I'm also going to be speaking to some of my amazing clients, and we're going to be getting in to bits of their business that might be able to help you. So the whole point of this is to educate and to inform you and to help you along your journey. I'm hoping that in addition to business-based topics, we're also going to have a look at sort of well-being, balancing everything, and the other aspects that make us more successful in our business. And this can be something as simple as maybe drinking water or how to get in your exercise. So it's going to be quite a broad kind of podcast, but all connected to small business, because I think as well, I've come to realise that it's not just your sort of business brain and your business acumen that helps you achieve things. If you, as the person who's doing all of this, is exhausted, if you are not looking after yourself properly, and that's mentally or physically, your business is never going to be as good as it can be, because you're kind of a weak link, and we don't want that. So I'm hoping to look at all different aspects of what goes on in a person's business, what makes them tick, what makes them achieve, what helps them on their way. And in order to do that, I'll be speaking to lots of different business owners. And that could be at the end of an interview about something really specific, or it might be as a standalone interview, a standalone podcast, if I have someone who is an expert in that area. So I think that's a good introduction, she says. I am really, really excited about this. I am a serial podcast listener. I listen to a lot of them. I am really excited to hopefully be able to join you on your walks, join you in the car, join you when you're working in your office, join you when you're, on the school run, or when you're going to the gym, because I think that audio is such a good way to do this. I personally, when I walk the dog, or when I'm in the car, or anything like that, when I've got some free time, I tend to obviously I don't plug my earphones in the car, that would be mad, I just put it in the car. But when I'm walking the dog, I've always got a podcast or an audiobook chatting away to me. And whilst I'm not sure, I know there's a lot to be said for just kind of letting your mind idle and look at the countryside. I feel like I do that as well as listening to things, and I really get a lot from that. It also helps me multitask, and I really, really like multitasking. It makes me feel like I'm on top of everything and that I'm winning at life. Not quite the case, but it makes me feel like that, and that's half the battle. So I'm so excited that you are here to join me, and I really hope you like these podcasts. I'm also going to say at this point that I know that these podcasts will evolve and develop as we go. I know that the sound quality is going to get better. I know that the graphics are going to improve. I know that the structure is going to get better. But I have been thinking about this for so long, and I've had so many people tell me I should be doing it. And I know deep down I should have been. But done is better than perfect. And I'm really also one for practicing what I preach. And it's really important to just crack on. So that is what I'm doing. So please accept it, warts and all. I will obviously do my best to make sure you have the most polished podcast you can. So the stuff that is filling your ears is correct and accurate. So the information is going to be good. But if the dog barks or the postman comes or God knows what happens and there's background noise, I'm just going to run with that. Because otherwise I will re-record, you get the idea, and it'll never make its way out to you. And that would be a real waste of all of our time, because I really think that through this medium, I'm going to be able to help you and reach you and hopefully really help your businesses and help you too. That's the whole point of this. So I'm really excited to be here. I'm going to be documenting it. I also do video stuff on my YouTube channel, and obviously I blog as well. And I have a website and I have a business. So there's loads of ways you can reach me. If you search Rhea Freeman, spelt strangely RHEA, I'm kind of like the first page of Google, I think, is all me. It's the perk of having a strange name and having a slight obsession with SEO. But I need to improve that too. That'll be a subject for the podcast. I'm also going to use myself as a real test for these things. So when we talk about different things that we do, I'm going to help share real life things as well, because I think it's important. And also, if you listen to something, you either know you're not alone, or hopefully you can leapfrog any issues that I've experienced and overcome, and then you can crack on. So I think that's a bit of a win as well. So yeah, I'm going to love you and leave you, but I really appreciate you joining me. I'm excited, I think. No, I am excited. It's going to be really fun, and I'm so grateful to have you along with me. So thank you so much, and I will see you. Well, I won't. I will speak to you very, very soon. Take care.